There's a screenwriting maxim that says you should only write what you can see and what you can hear. But screenwriters break this rule all the time by writing what the characters are thinking.
Fletcher.
Fletcher heads to his office.
Thanks, man.
Andrew is still.
Here you go.
What just happened?
Don't worry about Fletcher.
And when was the last time you were late?
Never.
You think that thing through your eyebrow makes you attractive?
Salander, who's had to suffer insufferable officials all her life, doesn't dignify the question with an answer. Amy pushes her way through the crowd, trying not to cry, looking for Molly. She needs her friend, but she also needs to save Molly from feeling what she's feeling.
Oh my God, there you are. How's it going? Did you find Ryan?
I've been back there in that kitchen, man, and cook for your ass and everything, man. Hey, these grandma rules, man. You know the deal. Your ass eat, your ass speak.
Black thinking on this, weighing something.
All right, straight up.
Yeah, nigga, straight up.
The two are silent, with Mike wishing he had better news to give his boss. Finally,
Can I see it?
I start calling hotels. Here, Colorado, Arizona, he had to register under his own name or his wife's.
this pauses Mike, his wife. A thought occurs to him. He marches back inside.
Pull the transcript on the last call to his wife.
By going into the character's state of mind, we better understand the emotional turns that take place during the scene. But there are a couple of things we should consider when writing what a character is thinking. If your character says something to themselves like, "What just happened?" it's usually emphasized in italics, like so. Here are a few more examples. We should also avoid describing things that go beyond the scope of the scene. So something like, the two are silent. Mike has been loyal since Mr. Frink hired him 2 years ago. At that moment, Mike remembers the death of his wife. Now, this would be incorrect. This describes something that happened in the past and has no bearing on what is happening in the scene. And how would an actor interpret something like, Mike remembers the death of his wife? Write things that can be acted out. When we write what a character is feeling in our script, the idea is for that to be read by the director and the actor, and they will translate that description into visible character behavior. The emotion comes out in the performance, but the narrative purpose comes from the screenplay. To further explore this, let's take a look at a full scene from Better Call Saul. This scene is from the 10th episode of Season 4. It's the collision point between Werner, Lalo, and Mike. Werner is a German engineer who is hired to build a secret underground methamphetamine lab for drug lord
Gustavo Fring.
Werner Ziegler.
To maintain secrecy, Werner and his crew are forbidden to go home until the job is done. But
You want to see your wife?
More than anything.
Then finish the job.
Werner escapes.
He's got a 3.5-hour jump on us, but he started out on foot, which gives us a fighting chance. He doesn't have his passport, so he's probably not headed to the airport. I start calling hotels. Here, Colorado, Arizona, he had to register under his own name or his wife's.
Meanwhile, Lalo, who works for the opposing drug cartel, is trying to figure out what is going on. He follows Mike and will try to get information from Werner by pretending to work for Gustavo Fring. Let's take a look.
Is there a Mr. Ziegler here? Mr. Werner Ziegler?
Oh, yes. I am Ziegler.
There's a call for you.
A call? Only one person knows where he
I
is.
will be right there. Thank you.
Off Werner, eagerly climbing out the deck chair.
Liebling, bist du schon gelandet?
But it's definitely not Mrs. Ziegler who replies. It's Lalo.
This is Werner?
Werner's a little disappointed and a lot confused.
Yes. Who is this?
I'm calling on behalf of Gustavo Fring.
If Werner was disappointed before, now he's crushed. So, they found me. Somehow. And that means trouble.
Ah, yes. I see. Is Mr. Fring very upset?
What do you think?
Please let him know the work will continue. Did Michael show him my letter? I explained everything.
Mike may have a hell of a head start, but Lalo decided to let his fingers do the walking. He's gonna get information any way he can. He's already got something interesting. Another name. Michael.
No. Michael hasn't shared that with Mr. Fring.
The letter has specific instructions. My men will be able to continue a few days without me. The work will go on. Ask Michael.
Michael.
Lalo can sense that he's getting close to something hugely important. He chooses his words with watchmaker precision.
Michael's very busy, and he asked me to speak with you. Do you remember what your instructions were?
Certainly. They are to finish clearing the debris, then begin the south wall.
Lalo's desperate to keep the conversation going. He's getting more clues, but what do they add up to?
That's the south wall?
The south wall? Yes. The concrete is standing by. They can stop pouring. It's very straightforward. Kai will not...
The concrete wall? Sorry, I didn't get that last part. Could you repeat that? Werner? Werner? Mr. Ziegler?
Mike says nothing. His spidey sense is tingling. And guess what? The feeling is mutual. A tiny smile creeps over Lalo's face. He's friendly, almost delighted as he hazards.
Michael, is that you?
Werner doesn't understand what's going on, but he can tell from the look on Mike's face that he's in the shithouse.
I'm so sorry if
Get dressed.
Michael...
I don't want to hear another damn word out of you. Go.
Werner nods. There's more he'd like to say, but no one in his right mind would argue with Mike right now. Off Werner, rushing to comply. The screenwriter takes us through the character's train of thought. Werner goes from being happy and optimistic to confusion as he tries to explain to the man on the phone, and then, finally, to despair. The screenplay describes the emotions with phrases like these. Lalo goes from uncertainty to the excitement of discovery as he unveils the secret construction project and the people that are involved. More important than what a character says or does is how they react. A character can say one thing but think another. Even slight shifts in attitude can be felt through the performance. An actor can externalize what a character is thinking without ever saying a word. So a description like, and guess what? The feeling is mutual. A tiny smile creeps over Lalo's face. He's friendly, almost delighted as he hazards. Will become this.
Michael, is that you?
In a line like this, Werner nods. There's more he'd like to say, but no one in his right mind would argue with Mike right now. Can be acted like this.
Go.
Although the characters never say what they're thinking, their thoughts are written down on the page, and a talented actor can convey a character's thought process. So next time you're writing your screenplay, don't forget the most powerful tool in your arsenal: the character's emotional response. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.